Nearly half of the new state assembly consists of freshmen, but many of them are hitting the ground running. Hi, I'm Steve Swat for Comcast Newsmakers. My guest this segment is one of those running freshmen. Rob Bonta represents much of the East Bay, Oakland, Alameda. Thank you very much for being with us.
I'm honored to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oakland, as you know, has seen a tremendous spike in violent crime and murders. And I know, based on that, you're trying to take a lead role, if you can, on some of the gun control measures, correct?
That's absolutely right. And you're right to point out that Oakland is facing some spikes in violent crime. This past year, 131 homicides in the city of Oakland, highest in 6 years. 12 of those were children, 18 years or younger. So really facing a major problem with violent crime. And my job as an assembly member is to make a difference and help address some of the most serious problems that are facing Oakland and the East Bay District, among those public safety, crime, and gun violence.
I know one of those bills that you have jumped on as a co-author is Assembly Bill 48 by Nancy Skinner, one of your neighbors from the East Bay, and that would, I guess, regulate the sale of ammunition.
That's right.
And you think that's going to make a difference?
I do. California has taken the lead in gun control in this country. We have some of the most strict laws already, but there's more that we need to do and must do, and to show the way and lead the way, we must do more. And regulating ammunition and closing a loophole for the use of high-capacity magazines is part of that. AB 48 is, I believe, a fantastic bill. I'm really excited and thankful for Assemblymember Nancy Skinner's leadership on that, and I'm proud to be a co-author. It does a few things. For every purchase of ammunition, it records that purchase, the date, the name of the purchaser, the location, the amount of ammunition, and that gets put in a registry. It also requires that every purchaser of ammunition show their identification, and that every seller of ammunition be licensed. And then it also closes the loophole preventing the use of so-called conversion kits, which turn traditional magazines into high-capacity magazines. So it does two things that we've seen in some of the national tragedies involving gun violence. It helps prevent the stockpiling of ammunition, and it helps prevent the use of high-capacity magazines.
So officials will be tipped off, I suppose, if someone buys a large quantity of ammunition.
That's right.
But it doesn't prevent someone from accruing a large quantity of ammunition slowly over time. That's
true. We saw in Aurora, Colorado, the amassing of 6,000 rounds of ammunition in a short period of time. Were that to happen today, in the absence of AB 48, there would not be any notification to any local police department. And that's a major problem, that someone can stockpile that amount of ammunition in that short a period of time without any notification and without any detection. AB 48 would solve that problem, and it would prevent the amassing of large amounts of ammunition in a shorter period of time.
There's something like, what, 300 million weapons, guns in this country, one for every man, woman, and child at least. And so much of what, so much of the problem in many areas is that these weapons, or perhaps the ammunition, is stolen from law-abiding folks. How do you prevent that?
Yeah. Well, we're looking at a whole range of ways to stem the gun violence that's occurring not just in Oakland and the East Bay, but across this state. And we're also looking at the possibility of introducing a piece of legislation that would require the reporting of any guns that are stolen or lost within a short period of time, so that they can be tracked and that would be known to law enforcement. So there's many ways that guns can get into the wrong people's hands, but we need to do the things that we can do within the powers that we're given to help minimize the use of weapons that lead to violence and some of the tragedies that we've seen nationally.
And of course, as you mentioned, I mean, you've had the spike in murders and gun violence in Oakland, but California, in fact, is one of the toughest states in terms of regulating gun use.
It is. I mean, to me, that demonstrates that though we've done a lot, we must do more, and we can't fail to act. We can't fail to fight on this issue. And look, on December 30th, 2011, a young boy was shot and killed in front of his parents' food truck. That young boy went to my daughter's elementary school. Fast forward a year later, December 30th, 2012, a young girl was shot and killed a mile away from the original location on December 30th, 2011, on her way to BART. So, and as I mentioned, the violent crime and the murders because of gun violence is going up, not down.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Rob Bonta, for being here and talking about your legislative agenda, or at least part of it. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate being here.
And thanks to our viewers for watching Comcast Newsmakers. We'll see you next time.